Hey guys, this is Joe from American Trucks, and today we're going to be taking a closer look at the black G2 LED taillights fitting all 09 to 14 F150 style sides. Now this is going to be a great option for anyone out there looking to bring modern looks with some nice blackout touches to the rear of their F150. So what can you expect out of the G2s? Well, underneath of this clear lens, we have a blackout housing, and that's really going to give you the best of both worlds. It gives you that smoked sort of blackout look without actually having a smoked lens that would cut into your light output. Now that makes these DOT compliant, meaning they're completely legal for use in all 50 states. It's hard to convey this on camera, but they're also up to the factory build quality standards. ABS plastic all around, just like the factory stuff. They're completely waterproof, and they even use the factory seals for the wiring harness. So next up, let's talk a little bit about these LEDs. And the LED conversion is handled completely on board with the G2. So no wiring knowledge necessary to get these installed on your F150 like we have it right here. They feature a really nice diffused sort of fiber optic accent light in two C shapes around both of these sets of brake lights, which are made up of two sets of 8 red LEDs. And suffice to say, they are really gonna put out a lot of light when compared to the factory standard stuff. And that's exactly what you want out of a brake light. The car behind you is definitely gonna know when you step on that brake pedal. Now, if the blackout look isn't your style, the G2 is also available with the chrome housing and the choice of either the clear, smoked, or red lens, whichever is going to match your truck. Also, check out our headlight selection. There are plenty of headlights out there that really closely mimic the look of the G2, and that can really tie your truck together. Take a look at the customer pictures section. There are plenty of pictures submitted to our website of our customers with the G2 on there, and that can give you some better ideas what people are running in combination on the front of their truck. Now, a couple of things to note about the G2. These are going to completely reuse the reverse light. As you can see right here in the middle, that's in the same position as factory and reuses the same reflector style bulb. So the G2 doesn't come with a new reverse light. Just keep that in mind if you need to pick one of those up. Also, these are only intended for style side F150s. If you don't have a flare side, this is pretty much going to fit your F150 no problem. So that's something to keep an eye out for. Now, pricing for the pair of taillights is going to drop in right around 300 bucks. And for the set, that's really not a bad return on investment. You're getting a lot for your monies here. No wiring knowledge necessary. Like I said, you get the blackout looks without cutting into the light output of your taillight. That is a really nice touch. And factory build quality is definitely there. You can see some reflectors on the rear here, as well as one on the side. So definitely money well spent if you're looking to get this sort of styling for the rear of your F-150. The install is going to be really simple. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. At most, I think if you come with the right tools, and there are not that many of them, this should take you about 30 minutes to an hour in the driveway. So without any further ado, let me show you what tools you'll need and how it's done. The only tools you'll need for this install are going to include a ratchet and 8mm socket. So this is gonna be really simple. All we're gonna need 8mm socket right here. Each taillight has 2 bolts that hold it in place. We're gonna remove those. Then we can pull the taillight off the truck and transfer in our new one. And to remove the housing, we're just gonna go to each bulb, turn that counterclockwise, and it should pull right out. So now that we have the housing removed, we have access to the actual bulbs for our taillight. They're gonna have to go because our new taillight is gonna plug right into those harnesses. The reverse light, the smaller one in the middle, that can stay. Now that we have all that out of the way, we have to install these anti-flicker boxes. I've unplugged them from the taillight for now. That's gonna make it a little bit easier to get in there. They have some double-sided 3M tape on the back, so I'm just gonna peel that away and stick that in place sort of behind where the taillight is gonna rest. So now we just have to plug everything in. Quick note about these are gonna plug right to that factory harness. However, they are polar, so they don't work on the first try. Go ahead and flip them around, and then they should work just fine. So that is one light, and we'll plug in the anti-flicker box for that. And we can do our reverse light. Then the second brake light and the anti-flicker box for that. And we're just working our way closer. Now we have everything started. It's gonna guide that home. And to lock it down, we're just gonna reinstall those two 8mm screws inside the tailgate hinge. So now we have the G2 installed over here on the driver's side. I figure now would be the perfect time to stop down and draw some comparisons between these two. Basically, what makes the G2 different than the factory taillight. Now, first things first, let's talk build quality. And it's hard to convey on camera, but these are both gonna use the same automotive grade plastic. Now, over there on the factory side, we have that chrome housing with the red lens over top. Over here with our G2, we have the black housing with the clear lens. That's gonna give you the smoked look without any loss in visibility of your LEDs. Now, speaking about LEDs, we do have a little bit of an accent light theme going on here. We have those two C-shaped, they're diffused fiber optic LEDs, and that's gonna provide a really nice modern touch to the rear of your F-150. It's a huge improvement over the running lights over there, which basically just turn on with a dual filament bulb. Now let's talk a little bit about brake lights. That dual filament bulb, once you step on the brakes, that's just gonna light up a little bit brighter. Not the case over here. We have two sets of 8 LEDs in between those running lights, and they are going to serve as our brake lights. And again, that's a huge improvement in visibility, and it's gonna make sure the car behind you notices when you step on the brakes, and that is exactly what you want, trust me. Now, other than that, we do have a few similarities. This has 2 reflectors on the back and 1 over here on the side, and we don't touch the reverse light at all. That just transfers over. So with all that out of the way, we're gonna tie this up by doing the same exact thing over on the passenger side. We're gonna start by removing those 2 8mm screws. Then we can pull this taillight straight back. Then we can pull these bulbs out by turning them counterclockwise. Then we can actually pull the 2 brake light bulbs out. After that, we can grab our 2 anti-flicker boxes. Then we can take our taillight and plug all this stuff in. We're gonna start at the bottom with the first brake light and then our anti-flicker box, followed by the reverse light. And our second brake light and the last. Then we can seal this up, pop it on the truck, and secure it with the 2 8mm screws. Guys, that is gonna do it for me. It's also gonna do it for the black G2 LED taillights, fitting all 09 to 14 F-150 style sides. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe for more like this one. Keep it right here at American Trucks for all things F-150.